1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelley Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
And hello, welcome to Unequal Sequel.
Extra!
It's that moment we've all been waiting for, that moment of the week you love and just get really excited about.
Woo!
It's our extra episode. The other voice you just heard is Rich.
Hello. Hello, Rich.
There he goes. My name is Dave. I'm the other host of this wonderful sequel-based podcast. How are you, Rich?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm a little tired. It's the end of the week. I need the weekend to relax. It's been a hard week at work, and yeah, I just need a bit of a chill out.
I love that you're talking like it's Friday.
Yeah,
in reality,
it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's still been a hard week, and I still need the weekend.
He knows how hard it's going to be.
And also, I was being professional. Damn it!
You did a really good job. I ruined it. What are we doing today? What kind of sequel stuff are we doing?
Well, you say sequel stuff. We've shoehorned this one in, haven't we? We're reviewing Morbius, the new Marvel movie, and
hey, let's not taint it with the word. It's a Marvel movie. Let's say what it is.
It's a Marvel movie.
It's a Sony Marvel movie.
It's a Sony Marvel movie, yes, and it's. I mean, calling it a sequel is a massive stretch of the imagination, really. There is a recurring character in it from another movie.
But it is in a universe that is expanding.
Yeah, it's in a universe that is expanding. This is true. Yeah. And I would like to talk about the pointlessness of that universe.
Absolutely. We'll get to it. But my first point is, what universe is it in? I think it's in the Venom universe, right?
Is that what they're calling it? The Venom universe?
No, I don't know. They're calling it like the Spider-Verse or something. But
it's in the Sony's... It's in that really stupid universe...
there's no Spider-Man yet.
Whereas it's basically all the Spider-Man baddies and no Spider-Man. Because Marvel have got Spider-Man back for the foreseeable. So there ain't going to be no Spider-Man in these Sony movies for quite some time.
Surely they can put a new Spider-Man in these Spider-Man movies.
They're not going to. Apparently we are.
I'm not talking Jerry Maguire. Tobey Maguire.
I mean, that'd be funny. Show me the web shooters.
Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield.
I could be wrong, but from what I understand of it, it's a Spider-Verse without any Spider-Man.
And they're setting something up. What do you want to tell the audience? What kind of podcast is this going to be today?
Oh, yeah. Spoilers. We're going to have some spoilers, dudes, because we really can't talk about this movie without being some spoilers, because there are some very important bits of it that we have to talk about, and it will spoil it for you.
The plot being...
yeah. I mean, we're calling it a plot, but, you know, Okay, this is getting me onto the first thing about this movie. I'm 99% sure it was written by an AI.
Just a bunch of monkeys.
It's
time
like
machine.
Another generic superhero movie, you know, written with no flair or, you know, love or care whatsoever. It's just tick that box, tick that box, tick that box. Yeah.
It had the same problem that the Venom movies had, that it felt like a movie from like 2009 or
but
even earlier.
At least the Venom movies had a little humour in them.
They were fun, weren't they?
Yeah, at least the Venom movies were fun. Morbius is not fun. It's dull. It's really quite dull.
If it was on a heart monitor, it would just be...
No, see, I don't even want to get enough credit to say that it was bad, because it wasn't even bad. I can't even bring myself to hate it, because it's just nothing. It's like water. Like, it's just... There's no flavour to it whatsoever. It's just paint by numbers.
And pointless, right?
Yeah, completely pointless. Like, just...
You're my go-to Spider-Man guy, and
Okay.
you know a little bit more about me and the characters in this Spider-Man
I love that I'm
universe.
your go-to Spider-Man guy when I know a little bit about Spider-Man from the 80s/early 90s.
Well, that's more than I know. And especially, all I know is some of the early animated series, and I know Morbius a little bit, the human vampire, whatever they called him.
Yeah.
And again, he's a bad guy, but she isn't really a bad guy because he just wants a cure, blah, blah, blah. Someone's died in his life. What do you know about him?
About pretty much what you just said, to be honest.
Oh.
Like, Michael Morbius has an incurable blood disease. We don't know exactly what that disease is. And in trying to cure himself, he fuses his own DNA with bat DNA, vampire bat DNA.
Yeah. But in the cartoon, doesn't he have like suckers on his hands? Have I completely imagined this? Like,
Yeah, maybe. That.
he used to do it through his hands and not bite them. I think that's how they got around the
Yeah, you might be
whole
right
PC
there.
friendly.
I don't remember Morbius very much from the comics or the cartoon that I used to read or watch. He doesn't make a big mark. He's not like Kraven the Hunter, who I love. Morbius is just kind of a meh.
Just like this film. Is there any need? Was anyone clambering for a Morbius?
Do you know what this film felt like? It felt like a very long intro to a cutscene, to essentially an end credit scene. A very, very long build up to an end credit scene. And when it came, it was not worth it.
We'll get onto that. My first thing I want to talk about is Jared Leto, who obviously has been a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
You know, Dallas Buy Club, brilliant. Fight Club, brilliant. But now he's doing some rather strange things.
He's trading on previous reputations, essentially. Apparently, he made filming this movie a living nightmare for everybody involved because he refused to break character and would stop for a toilet break and spend 45 minutes hobbling to the toilet pretending that he was crippled.
I heard this as well.
Yeah, and everyone hated him, essentially.
It's not a cool move, is it really?
I mean, I kind of understand method acting. You want to get yourself in the moment. You want to be that character. You really want to understand everything about them. But when you're making everyone else's life a misery, you know, like Jim Carrey in Man on the Moon, when he stayed in character the whole time and he just made everyone miserable. Like, come on. Just give people a break.
Especially when it's a bad movie.
Oh God, and it really is a bad movie, and this is the problem: is it's not even fun to hate it. It's just really boring. It's just very dull, and I think that, I think Matt Smith is okay in it. I think that's probably
I feel like he knew what kind of movie he was in.
Yeah, I think so. I think
he was going a little bit larger.
He wasn't taking it too seriously, and he was
than
doing
the
a
other
bit
two.
of he was doing a bit of scenery chewing that you kind of needed. But no one else
like
was,
a Tom
really.
Hardy. He went a little bit bigger than you're expecting.
Yeah, and so a bit of credit to Matt Smith. I mean, I can't remember what the actress's name is, but the female lead, just nothing. She didn't do anything.
Andrea Arjona.
I'm sure she's a brilliant actress. I'm sure she is, but she did
her
nothing
chemistry
in this movie.
with Jared Leto.
Oh my God, there was none.
Pathetic. When they kissed, it came out. I was like, oh, they're actually meant to be romantically involved at this point, are they? They're meant to have feelings towards each other, and I was very surprised that went anywhere. Yeah,
There
I
were
felt
no
sorry for her.
surprises in this movie at all, really. You know, you said you were very surprised that it went no, but there aren't any surprises, are there? Everything is like, that's going to happen. Oh, look, it happened. That's going to happen. Oh, look, it happened.
But it still didn't make a lick of sense.
No.
It felt like they've left something on the editing floor. It feels like this is.
They have.
Yeah, this feels and it screams of a director handing in his cut, maybe.
Yeah.
And then going, okay, there's my film. It's it's okay. And then the studio trying to rework it into their scrambled multiverse world.
Yeah.
And the fight scenes
Oh my God!
What the fuck was going on with them? Like,
Since
honestly,
Transformers, I've never watched a fight scene where I was like knew what was going on. It was just a blur.
yeah.
Like,
Thank God once in a while they slow down and you're like, and there's like a pause and you're like, oh, that's what's going on here.
oh look, there's someone there. I thought it was just all rubble. Like,
Or them sandy, misty thing they did. I didn't get it.
yeah. I really dislike. There are so many things in this movie that I really dislike about movies, and that so many things
them
that
off.
they do. So yeah, one is that CGI that you just can't understand what's going on. Thank you, Michael Bay's Transformers. Just so jumbled and messy that you're like, I have not got a clue what just happened. Things that are in the trailer that are not in the movie.
What was in the trailer that wasn't in the movie?
Well, do we want to talk about that yet? Because
Okay, we should save that. But I know for certain someone that was in the trailer, not in the movie. Go on. What's your other hate?
like, just no sense of fun whatsoever. Like, it took itself so seriously, and you just think, oh, for God's sake, you're a Spider-Man villain. Lighten up a little, you know. There were no jokes. None. And even when they tried actually they did try a little joke, like Jared Leto did his like, you wouldn't like me when I'm hungry, and like it just went by with a whimper. Like,
Oh yeah, that's an Incredible Hulk.
yeah,
Didn't get that.
that's a Hulk joke. But
Didn't
it
get
wasn't
that, sorry.
funny. It's like, you wouldn't like me when I'm hungry. I don't like you now.
Jesus. It was a dead on arrival, the whole thing.
Yeah, it really was. It really was just... And something I don't say often, I thought the score was horrible.
Don't even remember it.
It was like someone had watched Terminator 2 and Inception and thought, I can make elevator music sound like that. And that was the score. It was so, like, it was really off-putting. There were a couple of times I just closed my eyes because I didn't want to watch it anymore and almost fell asleep in the cinema.
Do you know what the biggest shock to me was?
No. What was the biggest shock for you?
When I looked at the runtime after watching it, and I was amazed that it was not over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because it felt like it.
It did.
It's an hour and 44 or something.
Yeah, it's an hour and 44, and it felt
did
like
not feel
4 hours and 44. It
Oh,
felt
Jesus
so long.
Christ. And there's a couple of things I want to go into, right? There's a beginning when they're 25 years earlier when they meet Matt Smith's Lucian, I'm going to call him.
Yeah.
And Michael. They're in a hospital in Greece. I'm expecting they're not meant to be Greek. I'm not quite sure.
I hope not.
But he calls him Milo free because lots of other kids have gone through the hospital and in next to him, and he can't remember. And that's a fun joke between the two of them that he keeps calling him Milo.
Yeah.
Why does Jared Harris's the doctor fella also call him Milo?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's
I mean,
the
that's
same
just
question
mean,
that I
isn't it?
had. Why does he call himself Milo? You know, he kind of adopts that name of Milo of like, but
Straight away.
yeah.
But I don't understand why the doc. I can understand if they're having playful banter between the two of them. But I can't understand why Jared Harris is like, oh, I'm going to get on this, unless Jared Harris actually thought his name was Milo.
Which he clearly doesn't.
He introduced him to Michael as Lucian.
Yeah. He clearly knows that's not his name.
And the other thing I want to talk about is, okay, there's a bit in the film coming towards the end when Michael Morbius, Jared Leto, has the thing to kill Matt Smith's character, Milo. I don't know what I'm going to call him. And he says, okay, he's going to kill Matt Smith and then he's going to kill himself. He's got this venom. He's going to kill him.
Yeah.
And by that point, his girlfriend, air brackets, also, okay, air brackets, dies.
Yeah.
But yet there is no mention again of this venom that he's going to kill himself or it just
Changed his mind. Yeah.
he kills Matt Smith and he's like, I'm still great. And there's no mention about him finding a cure or dealing with because in the film he's drinking fake blood, but he has to drink it more often because the effects are getting worse. So how does he move on? How does he deal with that with, let's say, cut to that cut scene in the credits, the 2 credits things.
Yes.
How do we get to that?
Before we talk about the credits things, if anyone's still listening and they haven't seen this movie, do not make the mistake I did and wait for the credits to end. There is not an end credit scene after the credits.
There is not.
No. And no one warns you about that. So I'm just giving you a little warning.
I'm really sorry about that. I just really quite enjoy punishing you sometimes like that.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks for that.
I did say there was 2, though, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
you
not
did,
mention
but I
that in
didn't
the-
realise the first one was even 1.
There's in fact, there's kind of 3, because there's the one when the girl opens her eyes again.
Yeah.
So she's now a vampire.
So when they kiss, a drop of Michael's blood falls into her mouth.
He bites her.
Oh, does he? Does he bite her?
Yes. Right?
I don't know.
He bites her.
So how does a drop of blood, his blood, go into his? Oh, okay. Hang on.
I'm pretty sure he bites because she says the words "make it worth it," like go kill.
Oh, right. Okay. So does he
Matt
drink her
Smith's
blood
character.
then, but not all of it, and so she turns?
Well, that's the point. And there's a point where she drops a little bit of blood, and he goes a little bit crazy. But there's other points around the film when he's surrounded by blood.
Yeah,
and he's just like
yeah,
da da da. None of it makes sense. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. It's like they haven't thought any of it through. Like no backstories, no nothing. And there might be scenes cut that might iron this all out, but it drove me mental.
There was one thing I liked. One thing.
Well, this is positive. Go on.
The trailer for Top Gun.
Oh, God.
The trailer for Top Gun 2 was before the movie, and I like that. That looks good.
Do you know I didn't even get that?
Didn't you? You missed the Top Gun Maverick trailer.
No, yeah.
That's
You
'cause I
went and saw
watched
this
it
in
on
IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not.
It's
I
only because
thought-
the timing worked. I didn't particularly want to see it on IMAX. It was just
No.
yeah.
I was trying to think of positives, and
I tell you what, I was being facetious. There is one scene which I thought was all right, which is like the
is it the hallway scene?
yeah, the nurse in the hallway. Yeah, I thought that was all right. You know, that was quite a good. It was nice and ambiguous. You don't know if you don't know if that's Michael or someone else at that point.
Well, at that point, you don't know that Matt Smith's even. You think it's Michael.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite scary. That
It is.
scene.
Yeah. It's quite a scary scene.
If if they concentrated like this was an actual proper horror film, like maybe the Hollow Man kind of thing,
Yeah,
it would have been such a better movie.
it would. It really would.
If they committed to that tone and that horror, and I'm just not Jared Leto. I'm sorry, mate, but this is not your movie. This is not. You shouldn't be in comic book movies by this point. We should have learned from the first Suicide Squad that
Yeah.
he commits in the wrong parts. Like, there's no need to go and live with a bat or whatever he did.
Surely that's not his fault. Like, well, I suppose it is. Yeah.
It is his fault. It's his decision
his
making
method,
that,
isn't it? Yeah.
that makes him the point he chooses do for character. And the chemistry between the leads. I don't think the
Awful.
chemistry between him and Matt Smith was bad.
No, but between presumably his father figure, who is
Jared Harris.
yeah, Jared Harris, and his presumably like love interest, like it's like they'd never met.
No. And we have to talk about the cops as well, which is Tyrese and what was the other guy's name?
Oh, I don't know, but I really wanted Tyrese to be good, and he's got such potential to be funny.
Someone told him he was in a different movie than he was actually in.
Yeah, they were directed badly, I would say. That's how it came across, anyway. I don't want to lay this all on one person's door, but it felt like a very badly directed movie.
I've read interviews with the director today, and he's pretty much saying, I handed in a different cut.
Right, okay.
I think this is studio.
Yeah.
And I think when we get... Should we talk about the scenes now, the end credits?
Yeah. So I messaged you before I went to see it, and you'd just been to see it, and I messaged
made me
you
laugh.
saying, I've not heard good things about this movie, but at least Michael Keaton's in it. And I know Michael Keaton's in it because he's in the trailer. Is he fuck?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just left it. I was like, yeah.
You bastard.
So where is Michael
yeah.
Keaton?
Michael Keaton does not arrive until the first credit scene and the second credit
Tell
scene.
the world how. Well, the world, if you listen to
Oh,
this,
for
now,
God's
you've seen it.
sake. Yeah, the sky rips open and he appears in a jail cell. essentially.
So he is the Vulture
I think he's the Vulture from Tom
Homecoming.
Holland's. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been transported from that universe to this universe because you're meant to get that from that one witty line he says, which is, "I hope they have better food in this one."
Yeah.
So somehow he knows what's
He
going
somehow
on.
knows he's in a different universe somehow.
He's not freaked out at all. And then it seems he's been released from that jail because in this universe,
He's not done anything wrong.
well, he doesn't exist. It seems there's no whatever his Tombs or whatever his name is.
Yeah. It's Teams, isn't it? And that cutscene's okay, I think. But the next one, I mean, fuck.
Fuck is the word. What?
Yeah. So that essentially, Morbius is in the middle of nowhere for some reason, and the Vulture flies up in his full gear and basically
Vulture,
goes, basically it just says, "You know what? This is all Spider-Man's fault." And Morbius goes, "Huh? Tell me more." Like, what the fuck? What?
Morbius isn't a bad guy.
No.
He just spent the last, what seemed like 3 hours trying to prove to the audience that he's a good guy. And then this guy comes along and convinces him in
30
2
milliseconds.
seconds?
Yeah, like it's just
It's
some
a
guy
different
drops out
character.
of the sky and says, "Oh, by the way, it's Spider-Man's fault." And Morbius, who we don't even know if he knows that Spider-Man exists. The Daily Bugle exists because they shot the Daily Bugle.
Venom exists because Matt Smith mentions he does a Venom impression at one point.
Oh yeah,
That's the only link I've got to that universe.
yeah.
But that also makes it seem that they know who Venom is. If you know what I mean, they know that Venom can do the whole person to.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's all Spider-Man's fault. Who the fuck is Spider-Man? Come on then. What?
I'm guessing they're going for a Sinister Six, right?
Yeah, they clearly are.
Sony have been wanting this for now since Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2. They teased it at the end of that.
Yeah, they are. And the problem is, I'd quite like a Sinister Six, and I think they're going to ruin it.
Rich, they're going to fuck it up. Hold on tight.
So the next movie is Kraven the Hunter, and I'm not feeling good about it. It's Andy Serkis again, I think, isn't it?
Is that who's? I don't know. I think it's Taylor Aaron Johnson is signed up to be.
I'm in
Kraven the
directing,
Hunter.
sorry. I think Andy Serkis is directing
I don't
again.
know without
I
looking.
think.
But that means we got Venom. Is he going to be Sinister Six? Vulture.
Yeah.
Morbius. Kraven.
Probably, I guess. Sinister Six has a very loose kind of membership, but normally it's Doc Ock and, like Green Goblin. It could be any of them, really, couldn't it?
And they're all back in play now because Peter.
Yeah, but they're all back in play in, like, the other universe.
Not one universe, multiple universes. They've all been sent back to their own universes. So Rich is just shutting his eyes and shaking his head now.
Which I did about 3 times in the Morbius movie as well. So, I did just kind of go, oh, I could be in bed.
I'm glad I got it out of the way earlier in the day.
Yeah. See, I was daft and waited till 8:30 in the evening. After a really, really hard day at work, a really physically demanding day at work. And yeah, sat there just going, oh, I should be asleep.
This is not worth it. This must be going for about 2.5 hours. No, it's not even been an hour, probably.
No. I did time the ads and the trailers at the start were like 34 minutes. And
Really?
And I was like, this is enough. Start the movie already.
I think trailers and adverts are getting out of hand now.
Adverts especially, like the ads are just getting silly.
When is it gonna be too much?
A single screen of like the local Indian restaurant when you enter the cinema, and then the trailers. That was fine, but yeah, this is just like I was like, I didn't have to turn up till 9 o'clock. I could have turned up at 9, and I would have been absolutely fine.
So let's just try and wrap this up now the best way we can. 2 questions.
Yeah.
Rating, unequal sequel out of 7. And is it an unequal sequel, which is tough to do, which I will it's very unequal. It's a piece of rubbish. I
don't know what it's unequal to, but if we're saying like what Venom 2, it's definitely not as good as Venom 2, and that's saying something because we didn't think much of Venom 2 really.
Venom 2 least knows. I think everyone in it knows what film they're in.
Yeah.
I mean, Woody Harrison goes, large again.
True.
Tom Hardy goes large. Naomi Harris goes large.
Yeah, true.
It's not the greatest film, but it knows what
It knows
what it
its
wants
place.
to be. Yeah.
And yeah, this is just a and like I say, it's like, you know, when you see on the internet occasionally like an AI's written a chapter of Harry Potter. You know, that's what it felt like. It felt like an AI had made this movie, essentially. Like they'd just plugged in all the superhero tropes into some artificial intelligence and then gone, go on then, you make a movie.
Yeah, it's just not. And there's been a lot of bashing on it before we saw it.
I haven't read any. I didn't read any reviews or anything.
Strap in.
I try to do this before I read what anyone else has thought of it, so I'm not tainted by it.
If I tell you Rotten Tomatoes, right, is 16%.
I'm really not surprised.
Critic, it's like one of the lowest now movies. And audience score is 70%.
Really?
So there's that big... Yeah, I think that's large.
That's wow. Okay.
I don't think there's anything here for the normal popcorn goer, cinema goers.
Wow. I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe
It's not fun, Rich. It's not.
I know it's not. I don't understand it.
It feels overly long. It doesn't make sense, really. It's not a cohesive... Well, where did that word come from? Film.
No, it's not. It really isn't. Yeah, it's
not
really
fun.
Not.
It's not. It's not fun. It's not doing the one thing that comic book movies should be, which is number one rule: it should be entertaining. It should be fun.
Okay.
Above anything else, it should be fun.
So, what are you going to give it?
Oh, it's like a 2. I'm really sorry.
Don't be sorry. I was going to give it a 1.
Oh well, I'm gone 2. And I look at ratings and I think, oh, me and Rich work a little bit. You know, we're part of the audience. Like I said, the audience goers. So we might not think this is awful. I'm sorry, but there's no saving grace, really. The only other reason I'll watch this again is if I'm doing a Spider-Man verse marathon.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna return to this. Just
I didn't come out of it angry. I came out of it bored, and I think that's the worst thing.
Not even disappointed.
No, it's not even It's not even like The Matrix, where I came out and it was like, oh God, why can it not have been good? I came out of this going, yeah.
Yeah.
I came out going, I don't know what I'm going to talk to Dave about this because it's just nothing. You know, may as well just have stared at a blank screen for an hour and a half.
To be fair, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm not enjoying thinking about it. Because I came out of it last night. It's like, oh, it's just enough. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's just there's no points. If you did a line of like bits that you enjoyed in the film or really negative, I think it's just a flat line. It's dead on arrival.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get any better from that first scene that looks clunky in Costa Rica with the vampires. And then it jumps back and then it jumps forward and suddenly the vampires are in his tubey thing. And
yeah, I know.
And it tries to set up characters, but it does it so badly.
It makes a big thing about when people die as well, and you're just like, I don't care. You've not told me anything about this person to make me care about them.
He's meant to be a hero, and at no point are you rooting for Morbius. At no point are you thinking, oh, I want you to get with this girl who apparently he's already with. I want you to find a cure. I want you to rescue the day. I want you to defeat Matt. So I couldn't give a shit what happened. I was like, anyway, 2 out of 10. It's unequal.
Yeah.
Let's get out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like what you've heard, and I mean, if you like just hearing us moan, then fair enough. But yeah, you can go back and hear more episodes where we're a bit less moany. So there's loads more review episodes, and also we've got our interview episodes, which are infinitely better. Because they have infinitely better people on them. It's not just me and Dave. So yeah, go back and listen to those. Like, subscribe, give us a little click. Anywhere you get your podcasts from, you can do that. Give us a thumbs up and get a heart or wherever it is you do for your podcast. Even if you fancy it, leave us a nice little review. It would be lovely. We do like a
really
review.
Nice.
You can also find us on Twitter. So we're at Unequal Sequel, or occasionally on Instagram, also at Unequal Sequel. Or if for some unknown reason, you want to send us an email, we're unequalsequel@hotmail.com. And yeah, I think that's it, really. I've got one last thing to say, which is one of our favourite previous guests, Sean Walsh. He's been on a couple of episodes with us. He's absolutely brilliant. He's got a special out. It's on YouTube. It's absolutely free. It is incredibly funny, and I can see him making a sitcom out of it, if I'm honest. I think it's brilliant. And yeah, go and watch it. If you haven't already,
It's called
and
Kiss.
watch it. It's called Kiss. Just type Sean Walsh into YouTube, and it's the first thing that comes up. It's incredibly good.
Last thing I want to say, we've actually got our schedule for this month.
This month.
So when this comes out on the 8th, we're doing this, Morbius.
Yes.
On the 15th, we're doing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which we are both incredibly excited about.
Oh, yeah. And my little boy is very excited about as well. He's bouncing off the walls ready for Sonic 2.
22nd, we're doing The Secrets of Dumbledore. Not so excited about.
I think we should change that.
No, we're going to squeeze that in.
I don't want to do it.
And the monthly roundup will come on the 29th.
Yeah, but also you've missed one out, Dave, because what's happening on the 25th?
What's happening on the 25th?
Episode 1 of Season 3 of our interview episodes, David. Just the main bloody thing.
What's my next thing? Guys, we're returning on May 25th. Not May 25th, April 25th.
April 25th. Monday, 25th of April. Yeah, that. What Dave just said.
It's going to be good. So strap in for that, because they're cracking episodes coming up. Got anything else to say, Rich?
No, I think that's it from me.
Lovely. So I've got nothing else to say, so let's say goodbye from me.
Sorry.
And a goodbye from him. Oh, you're ruining it. And a goodbye from him.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye.